everyone. Today is the 22nd of April and I'm standing in one of the bridges that crosses the iconic Liffey River of Dublin. And I have to confess that I'm really excited about three things. First, because that's the first video I'm doing for YouTube, and second, because it's the Earth anniversary, so I may say happy birthday Earth. And the last thing, but not the least, is because scientists are going out on the street to defend science, to defend the scientific methods from relativistic ideas, from media spin, from alternative facts, and many other factors that we'll find out when we ask the scientists themselves. So let's go and join the march.
Hello, my name is Patrick Murphy. I'm from Dublin City University. I think it's really important to have a visible presence here today for scientists and people like myself, science communicators, because the idea of communicating science has never been more important, really. I know in Ireland we are friends to science here, but it's not always the case across the rest of the world, and I think it's more about solidarity. That's the reason I'm here. Solidarity, particularly with the United States and the political situation there. I think we're seeing a real threat to scientists that not only do their work, their actual job of science, but actually they're being silenced as well in some ways. And I think that's why this was called across the world, and I would love to see a big turnout here. We have a lot of scientists in Ireland who are concerned and worried because they have collaborators in the States and in other places in the world as well, but particularly the States. And so I'm here in solidarity. I think it's important, and it's also a case to say, my job I research and I suppose do the practice of communicating science. But I think it's important not just for the physical sciences. It's actually important for knowledge. You know, that we're seeing an anti-intellectual thing happening, and we have to. That is a very important thing to march to protest against.
What do we want? Science-based policy. What do we want? After peer review.
I'm in Hurstfield. I'm a physicist in NUI Galway, and I'm marching because I think evidence-based policy is extremely important, and also showing that science has a diversity of people both working in it and engaged in it who know that science matters to everyone.
Thank you very much.
My name is Martha Goldman and I'm a chemist based in Trinity College Dublin, and I'm marching today to support science and show how many people support science, and to question alternative facts as well.
The oceans are rising! So are we! The oceans are rising! So are we!
I'm a scientist myself, so my name's Kevin Mitchell. I'm an Associate Professor of Genetics and Neuroscience at Trinity College Dublin, and really I'm marching in solidarity with my colleagues around the world because science is under threat, really, not just from in terms of funding, but also the values of science. And you see alternative facts and people being suspicious of experts, and crackdown on academic freedom in Turkey and Hungary and places around the world. So there's a value to science that really underpins our democracy, actually. It's a value in openness, in not just trusting opinion or authority or dogma, but actually basing policies on evidence. And so that's what we're really standing up for here today, that it feels like that those values are under threat. And so we're standing up for the practice of science, but also the underpinning principles of science.
My foundation on climate justice depends on science. We say we are true to science, and then we talk about justice. But justice needs the science, and that's why it's so important that we're here today. I just wanted to read a poem written specially for the march in Washington by an American poet, Jane Hurstfield. So it's called On the Fifth Day by Jane Hurstfield. On the fifth day, the scientists who studied the rivers were forbidden to speak or to study the rivers. The scientists who studied the air were told not to speak of the air. And the ones who worked for the farmers were...
Now yet again, a big round of applause for Sean! So the first thing I want to say is this is a celebration of science, let's face it, isn't it fantastic? All these scientists on the street, all those placards. I'm going to recommend we change St. Patrick's Day Parade to a science parade next year. And remember, we're joining 622 cities around the world. And now here we are in Ireland as well, so it's fantastic we're joining into this fantastic event. And again, thanks to Sean. Now let me say 3 separate things. Why isn't I here? So when Sean asked me to speak, I was very happy to say yes, and I contacted a very senior member of the NIH. The NIH is the world's biggest biomedical organization, $30 billion budget for medical research, right? And he emailed me back and he said, I can't use my government email because I'm being watched. That's the first thing. He then sent me an email from his private account with a horror list of things, okay? He said they've been told not to go on the march in DC. Isn't that amazing? So I'm standing for those American scientists today who are too frightened to march. That's it. And all of us should be scared. Remember, America leads the world of science. We need them desperately. You know, we need them to do research and massive collaboration between us and them. And remember, it's international. We're here with all these different cities, all these scientists. There are 8 nationalities in my lab, which is fantastic. It's a very international business science, and we must defend free movement of people, diversity. Everybody is welcome to be a scientist and join us, whatever your background. And they are messing that up in America, the world's leading country for science. And the second thing, the reason I'm here is all this awful climate change denial and vaccine denial, and it's horrendous. And we must stand up for this for the following reason. It bolsters the assholes in Ireland who say the same thing, remember. So we must argue against this the whole time and stop the Irish people saying climate change isn't real or vaccines aren't good. We must stand up to this as well. And the climate change denial thing is especially important, this global question. I've made up a new song. Are you ready? A new protest song? Yes! Now get ready for this. I worked on this all last night, okay? It's all we are saying is give bees a chance. Give the bees a chance. Now, when it comes to the vaccine thing, totally moronic crap about vaccines. Robert Kennedy, have you heard of him? One of the Kennedys. And Robert De Niro have put up a $100,000 prize if you can prove vaccines are safe. Are you talking to me, Robert? How about 7 billion people without polio for you? How about that? So the vaccine denial is horrendous and has massive consequences for the whole world, and we've got to stop that as well. So we speak out against it. It's great today we can speak out against what's going on all over the world. Of course, scientists are speaking out. The last thing I want to say is, how can Ireland make a difference? We're a small little country on the edge of Europe, as you know. We've made a difference before, and it's fantastic Mary Robinson is here. She stuck it to the UN. And let me tell you two reasons, or 2 pieces of information why Ireland saved the world. Back in the Dark Ages, horrendous stuff happening in Europe. It was Irish monks defended knowledge, remember, in those monasteries. Fantastic. The second example is in 1943, an Austrian refugee who we welcomed to Ireland came to Dublin, and he gave a lecture called What is Life in Trinity that began the biology revolution. Amazing effect. A little Austrian gentleman, Erwin Schrödinger, gave the What is Life lectures in 1940. He was a refugee that we welcomed into Ireland. So Ireland can make a big difference. And I think today of all days we're standing with our fellow people all over the world, and we in Ireland can make a difference. I will finish with one last line for you. A great Irish quote from an Irish movie. Are you ready? Say it once. Say it proud. I'm a scientist and I'm proud.
Well, I think we just arrived to the end of the march. Science are now gathered in front of the door, as you can see. So that's all for me. See you next time.